Hey guys, Rich Ferguson here, and today I'm going to be teaching you 10 amazing tricks and pranks you can pull with candy, fruit, and drinks. Check it out. One of my absolute favorite food pranks is with sour gummy worms or sour gummy bears. What you're going to do is secretly buy a bag that is regular gummy worms or gummy bears that are just smooth. You're going to open up the container. It's cool if you buy 2 different packs and actually put these into the sour container. But what you're going to do is open this bag up, add a bunch of salt, shake it up, and it's actually salt that's coating these. Let me show you up close what it looks like. Now, you can clearly see these are non-coated. Nice and smooth. And what you're going to do is just add a bunch of salt. Oh yeah. Get those nice and coated. Depending on how many of these you're going to do, you can take them out and put them in a Ziploc bag and shake them up and then put them back in the container. Now look at that. That, my friends, looks exactly like sour gummy worms, except they're going to taste disgusting. It's so simple. You got it set up, and now just leave it on the counter and sit back and laugh. This next one is evil. Next time you're at a house party and there's a bunch of people with drinks laying around that have straws in them, what you're gonna do is take something like a hot chili sauce, Tabasco, mustard. I prefer, if you can, it be the color of the straw if you get lucky. And what you're gonna do is, of course, squirt some of this down the straw. Oh, dang. That, my friends, is a brutal revenge prank. That's pretty intense right there. They're gonna get a shot of hot sauce in their mouth. You hit that like button right now, and I'm gonna take this shot. This next one's trippy. It's like a magic trick. You're gonna vanish a small object like a coin, a ring, a playing card, but you're gonna secretly need a duplicate because it's gonna look like this. You're gonna vanish one, and then you're gonna say, oh, hey, let's grab a roll. You come over, you grab a roll, and then right in front of somebody, you tear it open, and inside is the object. So it's so simple, all you need to have is a duplicate item. Let me show you how you can do it with a playing card. So let's say you're gonna force the ace of hearts on somebody. Take a duplicate ace of hearts from another deck, fold it in quarters, and stick this inside of a roll. All I did is I took the roll and I found a natural seam, and you just kind of cut a hole and literally force this sucker through and push and push and push through the material until it's nice and deep inside of there, and then let that sucker kind of heal back up. There we go. And then you just lay this back in the rolls so you know for sure where it is. You do a magic trick and you force this card. There's many methods. Let me show you one just for the sake of this tutorial. If you want to learn more of these, check out my other how-to videos. There's tons of other ways to make things vanish or make cards be forced. So what you're going to do is put the forced card on top. It's a regular deck. You're going to put the card you want them to pick on top, and you're going to have them cut the cards. Just put it on the table and simply ask somebody to cut the cards. They will cut them, and you will take the remaining cards and place them on top in a crisscross fashion, just like this. And say, okay, that's where you've cut. We're gonna try something really cool. Can you take a look at the card you cut to? When you do that, unbeknownst to them, that's the top card originally. So to back up, let's do it again with this forced card on top. There's the forced card. They're gonna cut. You're gonna take the remainder of the deck, stick it on top like this. You wait a second or two and you say, okay, we're gonna try something very cool. Can you take a look at the card you cut to? They turn this card over, and lo and behold, it's the forced card. All right, so now you forced this card. Now you're gonna make it vanish in some cool way. There's many ways to make the card vanish so it can reappear inside the roll. Here's the simplest way. The card's on top. So what I want you to do is just pull a few cards as you're shuffling, pull a few into this other hand. The top card is right here with a few cards below it, and then continue to shuffle the cards on top. At that point, you know it's about 2 or 3 from the bottom, and you can go through the card and go, look, your card's not in here anywhere. I've made it vanish. Watch this. I've made it go to one of these rolls. You grab the roll, you crack it open, or let them crack it open, and lo and behold, inside is their chosen card. Just to recap, you can do this at a restaurant. The setup takes seconds. You can do it under the table in your lap. Coins are great because check this out. When you're at a restaurant, you can make the coin vanish like this. Let's say you have a coin already loaded in here. You have somebody hand you a quarter, and when you grab the quarter and pull it off the table, you look like you're holding it, but what you do is throw it into your lap. That's it. Play this up as a magic effect. Don't make this a gag or a prank, and you're gonna blow your friend's mind. For this next one, you're gonna leave some pudding snacks in the fridge or on the counter, or offer one to one of your friends. You can do this as well with yogurt, but I like the pudding snacks because they're see-through. What you're gonna do is take out the contents and switch it for a mixture of mayonnaise and mustard. Let me show you what you do. I really like this tapioca pudding because it's a little bit of a creamy color, easy to duplicate with a little bit of mayo and stone ground mustard. So what you're gonna do is peel back the container, just part way, and then you're gonna clean this off after you dump out all these contents, or just eat it and enjoy it. Gotta love a prank that you have to eat before you set up. Yummy. Once you've eaten or emptied out one of the containers, make sure that there's no residue left around the edge or along the seal of the lid, because you're going to be re-gluing that in a minute with some rubber cement. So you're going to make a little concoction of some mayo and mustard to try to match the color of your tapioca pudding. Of course, you could do this with vanilla or other flavors as well. I just like the tapioca because of the color, and there's little chunks in it. So I'm going to use stone ground mustard. Oh yeah. Look at that. That looks just like the tapioca pudding. Start filling this sucker up. Just wipe off anything that's wet along where you're going to reseal it up. Then you're going to use a tiny bit of contact cement or rubber cement or some glue. Just put it along the edge. This stuff's rad because you can wipe it off if there's too much. And then reseal this sucker. And you are good to go, baby. You can wipe off that extra rubber cement. It rubs right off. You can shake it up a little bit to get it around the edges. You would never know. Stick it back in here and enjoy setting up your victim. For this next one, you're going to offer your friend a Bavarian cream-filled donut or a berry-filled donut. And of course, what you're going to do is take out the fillings and replace it with something disgusting. Let me show you up close how it works. Every donut's a little bit different. Some, you can actually squeeze the donut lightly and you can get some of the stuff to squirt out. Some, they're not even that filled, so you can just add more junk and leave the existing cream inside. Just add some mayonnaise or mustard right through the hole. The other thing you can do is make a small cut in the side and dig out the guts with a spoon. And that little tiny cut, no one's really gonna notice. Lastly, if you have any tools in the kitchen like this, you can stick it in there and actually suck out. See, you can suck out the feeling by just pulling outwards. Any baster or anything like that in the kitchen works really well. Pretty good. So a couple really easy ways to fill the donut is to stick a bunch of mayonnaise or some concoction inside of a plastic baggie like this, tear off the tip, or cut it, and then you can put that point into the donut and just squeeze. Fill that sucker up and leave the donut out to give someone a surprise. Oh, that's gonna be disgusting. Now keep in mind, if you have any basters or syringes like this in the kitchen, you can fill this up with, say, a red flavored tamale sauce or chili, something really gross, and you can stick it in there and fill this sucker up. Or with the Bavarian creams, anything that's creamy, cottage cheese, a mayonnaise, anything that's disgusting, you can mix up some concoction, stick it in there, and sit back and laugh. This next one's epic for a house party or for around the office. What you're gonna do is get 3 types of candies that look the same. Get Reese's Pieces, chocolate M&Ms, and Skittles, because they all look close enough. Put them in the same bowl together and watch people get disgusted. Mix those up. Simplest food prank in the world. Kind of weird. This next one's awesome for around the house if you're having battles about health between siblings or parents. Leave a note that says, "Eat better," and stick it inside the box of your favorite donut company. But this is what they're gonna see when they open it up. Eat better, and it's a tray of veggies. Go to the person's favorite donut place in town, get yourself a donut, ask for a box, stick some veggies in it, and as a decoy, eat one of the donuts. So look like you've taken one out of here and you're munching on it, and then just leave this here and walk away, and they'll get the hint. One last tip, these veggie trays come in all sorts of sizes. I got one that was really big that fit in this 2 dozen box container right here. So just do your homework, simple enough prank. In this next one, you're gonna freak someone out because they're gonna think they're hurting or breaking your finger. What you're gonna do is stick your first finger inside of a napkin, have them hold it, and do one of two things. Tell them to reset the joint because it's out of socket, and when they do that, they're gonna feel your finger break, or you're gonna give them a needle and tell them to stick it in there because you don't think you can feel any sensation in your finger. Either way, let's say they are pulling the finger, and then it snaps off in their hand. It's a disgusting feeling. What you've actually done is had them break a carrot. So let me show you how you hide this. All right, get yourself a carrot and then trim the top off and very carefully get it to about the thickness of a finger. And all you're gonna do is hide it like this with the fist with your first finger up. Make sure your hand's this direction. As you're talking to a person, say, oh, there's something wrong with my finger. It really hurts. Here, help me out. And then stick a napkin or a cloth over it. But when you do that, you're going to go whoop, and then just hold this. That's all you gotta do is hold it like that. Put this on top and have them hold that firmly, and then either have them pull it and break it or stick a needle in it because you're gonna tell them you can't feel anything. One last tip, leave your carrot out so it's room temperature so it doesn't give it away when they grab it and it feels like an ice box. One last time, stick it in there, have them hold the finger right here, and then snap it off. All right, everybody, I got the watermelon. Crack that sucker open. Pretty weird, right? So here's the secret. You're gonna have 2 matching fruits. You can use cantaloupes or watermelon as long as they're the same fruit, roughly the same size. Here's the setup. All you gotta do is carve the guts out of the smaller of the 2, save it, put it in a bowl, and then cut the outside of the bigger one and fit it inside. Let me show you up close how it works. Cut the smaller of the 2 in half. You're gonna remove all the insides and save it here in a bowl so you can eat it later. Then you're gonna take the bigger melon and carve all of the outside off. Be sure to not cut off too much to begin with because you can always cut more off later. And you're gonna take this big ball of melon and stick it inside the other shell. Of course, you're gonna throw away all of the outside pieces. All right, try not to cut too much. Save this aside for a moment. For cutting out the inside of the smaller melon, just use an ice cream scoop or some spoons. Once you start reaching the rind on the inside, take it to the trash or sink and carve out the rest until it's completely smooth inside. It should look roughly like this when you're done. You'll have 2 halves, and then we're gonna take the carved watermelon and put it inside and close it up. So now you got a nice big bowl of round pieces of watermelon to enjoy, 2 half watermelons that are carved out that are gonna go together like this, but inside, you're gonna place this. So here's the fun part. You get to carve this down to fit inside. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's nice if it's somewhat snug, and then you wait for someone to come home and you pretend to cut the watermelon open. Just a little bit more. Oh yeah. So that fits on that side. At this point, it's nice to start cutting off things really smoothly so it doesn't look like there's knife marks. Really start to smooth it out. Really close, almost there. There we go. Voila. Once you're done, you got this watermelon that's got a full piece of solid fruit on the inside. You're gonna put these 2 halves together, line it up. You're gonna put it on top of a cutting board and then serve it to your friends and have them freak out when you put it on the counter, cut it open, pop it in half, and you got this big old hunk of watermelon. All right, everybody, I got the watermelon. Let me cut it open. So just kind of pretend to cut around the outside and then crack that sucker open, and they're gonna completely be baffled. So after all that hard work, you deserve yourself some strawberry sherbet. Whoa, that's weird. It tastes a whole lot like one of these scoops of watermelon. This is simple. There's nothing more than just taking an ice cream cake cup and sticking a scoop of fruit on top. That's the weirdest ice cream ever. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed some of my favorite food pranks. It's time for another giveaway. I'm going to give away another deck of my Ferguson playing cards. And all I want you to do is comment down below and tell me what you want me to say to perfect strangers in sort of a viewer comment prank. Remember, every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. is a tutorial, and every Saturday at 8 a.m. is a prank or social experiment. All right, guys, thank you so much for the support. Catch you next time. Peace.